Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, and we've got two brand new trailers for Monday's finale of The Bachelor. Normally, we don't share these until Monday to hype people up, but it is Friday, baby. We are stealing company time. We are mailing it in, and we have a wild finale trailer where Gabi says, or does she, "I won't be meeting Zach's family." I'm going to share this trailer, excuse me, and the trailer of Katie's finale. We'll have to see if they look any different. Is the show trying to throw us one giant curveball and doesn't want us to know what actually goes down? So much to get into. We're going to get all of that going in a second. Don't forget to check out my podcast, Bachelor Rush Hour. Link in the comment section below. I'm going to have unique, independent, brand new, never before heard content on it this afternoon, starting 3 p.m. East Coast. All right, so we're going to get into these two different trailers in a moment, okay? So just hang tight. It's worth it. It doesn't give away any spoilers, none of that stuff. But first, I've got two clips to play for you from Joe and Serena talking about Katie and also the fantasy suite. So have a listen.
Katie, how do you feel she handled it?
Oh, Katie's a rock star.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Love her. She is the coolest girl ever. She was
One Canadian to the next. She has an insanely strong Canadian accent.
She does actually have a very strong Canadian accent.
She's the coolest girl ever.
I thought that she...
By the way, credit where it's due that they're doing this podcast in person. Of course, they're engaged to be married. But boy, doesn't it make a big difference just to be in the same room together?
I just thought she handled the whole thing really well from start to finish. Because she wasn't afraid to be honest with him and be like, this really sucks and I'm upset and but at the same time, like she
understands how the process works. Like
yes.
like going on the show, if you don't do the research to like get how this show works, like shame on you. And she understands.
Yes, and I think it's easier said than done to say like, oh, I'm okay if you sleep with me and the other two people. Like not everyone's gonna feel that way, but she was very much like, I understand how this show works and I'm okay with the whole ignorance is bliss thing right now. Because now you've taken the very short amount of time that we get to spend together on this show and made it about your relationship with another woman.
I just want a man who's honest with me. Guy, Zach, honest. Why'd you have to be honest before our fantasy suites?
And now we basically have to have this argument for the next few hours, which, sucks, right? Like you want every time you spend with the lead to progress your relationship.
I don't know. And I truly don't know. I'm asking this to my audience here, primarily women. What would you do if you were in Katie's shoes? Would you rather Zach tell you before you possibly hook up in the fantasy suite, hey, I just hooked up with the other person? Or would you rather find out the hard way afterwards? You're going to find out.
To be romantic and engaging and all of these things. And now she's like, well, frick, like I want to spend this time with you and I want to enjoy it because we don't get so much of it. Now we can't enjoy it. Like we have to have this out. But
I just started liking Serena more that she said frick.
I thought she did a good job of like...
she's in a bad mood.
Yeah, of course she's in a bad mood. Yeah. Like she's like, I want to go home. I'm like, I don't blame you. I'd want to go home too. But at the same time, like she was very compassionate of like understanding Zach's position and what his role brings and why he did what he did. It was like out of a good place, but also being like, dude, what were you thinking?
What were you thinking? And by the way, kudos to Grocery Store Joe here for leveling up with his relationship with Serena. You know that he didn't design this room. You can tell by the amount of pillows and throw blankets and this and that this wasn't a Grocery Store Joe tomato soup design. This was Serena with some style from Canada. So good for them. Second clip, Joe and Serena share their opinions on Fantasy Suite.
I really feel for Gabi in this situation because on one hand, he's saying, I'm going to go tell Katie that we slept together. But not only is he telling...
By the way, I just want to share with you, their phone went off and you watch Joe want to go for his phone but realize he's on camera. How funny is this? Just look at Joe's eyes.
He's saying, I'm going to go tell...
Hold on.
We feel for Gabi in this situation because on one hand...
Hear that? Now look at him.
He's saying, I'm going to go tell... Katie that we slept together. But not only is he telling Katie, he's telling everyone that's watching.
Grocery Store Joe is every guy that's in a relationship who's trying to listen to his lady speak respectfully, but also like he wants to check the score of the NCAA Final Four, and he's like, "Oh yeah, really? Can we just wrap this up?"
Something that went down in the fantasy suite that, in her mind, potentially was like, "This is totally private. What goes down in the fantasy stays in the fantasy suite. Like Vegas rules." I would be like, you're now coming to me and exposing this to everyone watching, all of my friends and family that I slept with you, and now you're going to go tell another girl about it too, and you're going to sit here and tell me how much you like me and that you're falling for me, like all mixed into one. Like I was so overwhelmed by the conversation. I was just like...
Yes, but when you go on a reality show, you have to expect that everything you do has a potential to be shown. And
but
we don't
that's
know
the one time where there's actual privacy.
But we don't know the conversation they had in private. That's the one thing we don't know. So we don't know if Zach, after they slept together, had said, "Hey, I need to tell." We don't know how that went down. Now, if Zach said, "Hey, like, all right, we just slept together. It's between you and I," and then he went and told everyone.
Yeah,
that's different.
100%.
So that we don't know, but you do feel for Gabi because it feels like,
frick,
shit.
Yeah, and it also was like, if I knew you were going to do this, I may have made different decisions.
Yeah.
And now that's kind of taken away from me. But she probably understands that he is in a hard position. Like, he is in a tough spot. I think
that he put himself in.
All right, folks, that's right. Zach Shallcross in a hard position that he put himself in. Okay, so let's get to the trailer. If you enjoy my content and what we do over here, compiling the day's news in one little spot, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends if possible, leave a comment if you're new. And I know some people go, "I never leave comments." This is the place to do it. We got a good community. You're in good hands. On Monday, I will be doing before and after episode live streams. So much so, I'm going to give you guys a 1 hour, maybe longer, but at least a 1 hour pre-show. Should we do 2 hours? We'll see. Pre-show live stream, 7 p.m. East Coast, 4 p.m. Pacific. After show, everyone goes, "Why don't you do the West Coast anymore?" How about this? Let's do an East Coast live stream. If we get enough subscribers, we'll do a subscriber-thon. If you guys subscribe during that live stream, I will extend it to Central Time. I will extend it to Mountain Time. I will extend it to California time. Hawaii time. We'll be in Bali. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll try to stretch it as long as we can, okay? So that's my pledge on Monday. Get the popcorn ready, get your cell phone ready, call in. It's going to be a wild finale. Let's watch the 2 trailers we have. Hold on, the audio's off. Let's try this one more time. The 2 trailers that we have. Here we go.
He leaves with me or he leaves with Gabi.
Make the decision. I won't be meeting Zach's family.
This is so painful. How does this happen?
So she says, "I won't be meeting Zach's family." Now, some people hypothesize that there might be some Franken editing going on, which is when they take things out of context. So maybe she said, "If he doesn't apologize, I won't be meeting Zach's family." Maybe she said that. Or maybe she's like, "I'm not meeting Zach's family. I'm not meeting his loved ones after he did that to me." We'll have to see. And in other news, here's Katie's trailer.
This is my family. They're the ones I've been talking about nonstop.
Yeah, it's literally nonstop.
Katie, would you like to go talk?
Yes, absolutely.
Having my family get one-on-one time to speak with Katie is really important for me. I need my family to ask the hard questions.
I just want to get to know you a little bit, your adventures, what you think about Zach.
He is an amazing guy.
He's got a lot to offer.
We haven't had like the smoothest ride. I mean, there is another woman here too.
That's what I was gonna ask. How do you?
Yeah. So
how do you?
Yeah, you really can. Katie said in the comment section, "Someone could have done me a solid and tossed me a napkin to wipe that sweat off my face." This is the reason why they don't eat food on the dates, because you can see where the edit is based on how far along the progress of the food has been consumed. And now we just had Katie go from a normal face to all sweaty. So clearly they cut something out there.
Process that, because that is, especially as a female, got to be a difficult thing to process.
Like it's not. God, sorry.
It's okay.
There are 2 scenarios here, and that's either he leaves with me or he leaves with Gabi. Somebody at the end of this is gonna get hurt.
Coming up Monday on The Bachelor. There's another scenario in which case he leaves with nobody, or maybe Kat makes a comeback. Can we get Kat to come back? Ariel, come on in. You're the next, who knows what might go down. And look, we have shared all the spoilers. They have been interesting. They have been conflicting. We have seen spoilers of the final rose ceremony. We've talked about whether, and I'm not going to share any of that here, but we've talked about whether or not some of those spoilers may be fabricated. I know we might be getting into the woods of what might be going down in the Bachelor world, but for once, can they fabricate a spoiler and actually surprise us? That would be nice. We don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I will be here to cover it all for you. Chicks in the Office said they might drop their spoiler on Monday. As always, if you do want a spoiler, it'll be in the title. I'll make sure you guys know beforehand that there's a spoiler. I can't handle it any more delicately. In fact, I don't know if there's any other accounts that has both spoiled and unspoiled. We make it easy for you to be spoiled if you want and unspoiled if you don't want. I gotta tell you, having been spoiled and seen different spoilers, I can't bet for sure on what the hell actually goes down. But that's the show. Frick, it's Friday. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We'll be live on Patreon right after this. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. And Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, will be here this afternoon. Link in the comment section below. Bye, everybody.